Health, Heckle and Jekyll are in attendance. Welcome to Mount Verde Academy, the home of Orlando City B as they host Greenville Triumph. This game presented by Orlando Health. Heckle and Jekyll are in attendance high above the pitch. And this should be a good one between two teams trying to find a win. It's been a while for both of these clubs. And for Orlando City B, well, they score a lot at home, and Moises Tablante has two on the campaign. The Venezuelan native, who will have his 18th birthday on July 4th, has, like I said, two on the year. Left foot, back of the net in a big performance there. And then how about this? Another left footer that finds the back of the net. And for Greenville, well, Jake Keegan is the guy, and he is in uniform and starting today for Mr. Harks. And he has really been a special player, and you can see why right here. Controlling it and then using the ground to get the back of the net. He's fourth in League One with 5 goals. Looking to add to that. He also had 2 the last time out. So look for number 9 to be a target man for the visitors on the evening. We're going to jump out, take a break. When we come back, we will have the kickoff. Don't go away here on ESPN+. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mount Verde Academy. This game is presented to you by Orlando Health. Orlando Health is proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club. From orthopedics and sports medicine to virtually every medical specialty, Orlando Health has physicians throughout Central Florida to provide the care you need when you need it. Choose Orlando Health. OCB, the Lions, and Greenville Triumph. Both teams with 3 wins on the campaign. Orlando City B running out more or less the same lineup that they normally do. Wilfred Williams is in the lineup tonight, and Bender gets another start. Chade will be the man in the pipes. For the visitors this evening, Jay is in the pipes, and he's got quite a resume right now as he represented Guam trying to get into the World Cup. Saul up top, a lot of experience and players that know how to play this game, and John Harkes likes his squad and are looking for ways to get back on the winning track. Greenville has not won, have to go back 5 games to find a win for them. Orlando City B, only 1 win in their last 5, but they have dropped 3 in a row. But things have been going well for them for the most part late in the season here when they play here at Mount Verde Academy. So dig, if you will, a picture. The Lions in all purple, they'll go from right to left on your screen. From head to toe in white, it will be the Triumph. They will go from left to right. Joshua Encarnacion is the man with the Barbasol. You see him right there saying hello to Jake Keegan. So we're just about ready to get underway in this USL League One matchup. Keegan, who we just spoke about during the Open, 28 years old, played at Binghamton University, SUNY Binghamton, their all-time leading goal scorer with 28 goals in 71 appearances. And once we get that whistle, we'll be ready to go. There is Mr. Encarnacion. He's got his whistle. He's set his clock. Checks with the 4th official. And away we go. 90 minutes of action here. Mount Verde Academy, Tyler Pollock going backwards. And they'll work it around the back, and you see Jordan Bender putting some pressure on Seiler. And a little bit more pressure almost results in a turnover that Williams could have taken advantage of. Throw-in coming up for Triumph, and they'll do it right there, right near Fernando, the manager of OCB. Long throw-in over the intended target, Saul, and it will pinball around. Serginho back for Simeon, sliding it across for Silva. Diouf for Amir. Amir will play forward and then fall back and join that back line. Simeon sliding across for Austin Amir, the 19-year-old out of Tampa. Silva, a graduate of Mount Verde Academy. Back to Amir. Sees what he likes, crosses the court, gets it there, and having to push it back was Seamus. Silva, the biggest man on this pitch at 6'2", 205, turns it over, and Carlos Gomez sends it back to Evan Lee. Long distance over the top, wrangled in by Saul. He'll work that end line, goes out, 2nd minute throw in, and they can treat it like a corner. They go backwards. Bermudez went backwards, and then they move it forward. Gomez working it around. Aaron Walker, the captain, into the middle. Sent forward by Politz, and then sent back. High in the air, 50-50, won by Gomez, then sent back. Simeon. Ball just pinballing around, spending a lot of time in the air, sent forward. And Triumph marching down, they'll have the throw. And it will be Keegan who will give it to Evan Lee. Lee, long distance, settles it down. Whistle go the other way, and Orlando will take over. Both of these teams, as we talked about a moment ago, looking to get on the winning way. 11 of the 14 goals that Orlando City have scored on the season have come here in Central Florida. Chade for Silva. Pulling up the brakes, Amir. This is exactly what Orlando City likes to do. Build from the back, then go over the top. Too heavy for Williams. Flag goes up. He couldn't catch up to it. Fernando giving instructions to his team, and they'll move things around. Walker. Lee sending it forward for Pollock. Now Gomez trying to turn on it. He does. Bermudez pressured. And Walker's going to have to go all the way back to his keeper, Dallas J. Jay's right foot. And that's sent forward. Foot race. Seiler on the wing. Picks up a defender. Slides it out. Muhammad. Seiler trying to cross it in. Throw in coming up. It will be a throw taken by Seiler. Surveying his options into the box. Double teamed. Keegan goes down. Diouf. A little too heavy, stolen away. Here is Gomez. Pollock. Gomez trying to pick it up. Serginho on him. Knocked away. Last touched by Greenville. And Leo Simas, the 20-year-old from Brazil, will get it back to Simeon, who went to school here in Mount Verde. Chade, another Brazilian. For Randy Mendoza, the man from California. UC Santa Barbara product. And right now, Orlando City having a hard time trying to break through. They're very, very effective when they go on the ground station to station, but very often they see something down the pitch and they try to go vertical in a hurry. Timing becomes an issue. Williams, Mendoza, back heel by Mendoza. Here's Bender inside the box, trying to cut the angle too much. It goes wide right. He didn't have the vision to see Souza, who was trailing on the right side. It could have been a pass instead of a shot, and it could have resulted in a goal, but no. Nice pass by Mendoza. Bender running on, tried to cut the angle, but coming out just enough was Dallas J to cut it down. And that will result in an opportunity, but no goal in the 6th minute. Jay, the 26-year-old, sending it forward. He played for John Harkes at FC Cincinnati in 2016. Foot race. Can't get there is Keegan. He's tangled up with Silva, and Chade will roll it out. Greenville has been unable to get a win on the road. That doesn't bode well for them here in Orlando. Orlando's second half of the first half of the season has picked up a number of points, even climbed out of the cellar for a while. But their last run of form has made it difficult to do anything but look up in USL League One action. Sending it forward. And out of play. Greenville struggles on the road with only 3 goals when they have to get off the bus. 7th minute. You see the charge there, and you'll see that throughout the evening for Orlando City. They will get aggressive and try to put pressure not only on the goalkeeper, but they put pressure on the ball. Here's Pollock. A lot of running room. Don't usually see him coming this far up the pitch, but he'll drop off here in a moment, especially because Leo Simas can turn things around. Simas pulling up the brakes, has to go back to Serginho, the Brazilian, sliding it for another Brazilian in Silva. Mendoza, Diouf calls for it, he gets it. He has space. Last time down the pitch, Orlando City kept the ball on the ground. Good things created. Souza has to go backwards. Pressure is on by the visitors, preventing OCB from finding passing lanes to go forward. Silva trying to lead Seamus, and that's going to be too much. And you see the beautiful backdrop here at Mount Verde Academy. Got some boating going on back there, a little bodyboard going on. Ball goes out of play, and Orlando City will have the throw. Silva, that man right there, Thiago Silva, the 20-year-old, scored a number of goals on the season. A lot of dramatic goals to keep Orlando City in the game and to pick up some wins. But it's been a while. 4 games ago was the last time that Orlando City got a win. It will belong to Orlando City. Last time out for OCB, 2-0 loss to Lansing on the road. Before that, in Statesboro, Georgia, a 2-0 loss to Tormenta. Last time they were at home, they dropped another one to Tucson. That was 2-1. And the last time they got a win, it was here at home against Madison, a game that saw their manager, Daryl Shore, have to watch from the press box as he was suspended for that match. Neil Halavity stepped in for him. Late goal by Madison made it close. Ball going forward. Saul was the intended target. He was cutting one way, the ball was going the other. Neither of these teams have won on the road. The only 2 teams in League One that can, and it's not really a boast, but the only 2 teams that can say they haven't picked up a road win. But OCB would like to pick up another win here at home. Switching sides, intended for Williams. Seiler will track it down, has to pick it up, send it down to pitch. Mendoza put his head on it. Gomez getting it from Walker, and here's Pollock. And he's got a lot of running room. He'll cross the stripe, send it forward. Bermudez outside the elbow, battling with Simeon. Simeon timing it, and now able to break it up, clear it out. Diouf turning on it. He's got some real estate to work with. Walker was trying to take him down. Here's Diouf. Long touch. He has to go backwards for Bender. And Diouf, with all of that speed, dribbled himself right out of a scoring opportunity. 11th minute. And here's Walker sending it out for Tyler Pollock. Pollock, 27 years old. Won a championship a year ago with Miami FC and MPSL, and now playing for John Harkes. Chade will shut that one down. And Pollock very familiar with John Harkes. He played at FC Cincinnati when Harkes was the manager there. So the most success that OCB has had on the season, and you look at John Harkes right there. Always coaching, always teaching with that impeccable resume. Bender for Mendoza, doesn't like what he sees forward, goes back. Amir out wide. Seamus, he's got some space. Flipping it forward. Souza. And Souza couldn't get around Evan Lee. 50-50, and Gomez climbing the ladder and winning that one. Serginho back for Simeon. Silva, Mendoza, and they'll play catch on that back line. Silva sending it forward. Williams, heavy touch, trying to battle around Muhammad. Loses the handle. Muhammad pulling up the brakes. He's got friends to the left, right. He's going left. That flick, Gomez was, Saul was not going to pick it up. That will go out of play. Seamus will throw it in. Orlando Health is proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club. From orthopedics and sports medicine to virtually every medical specialty, Orlando Health has physicians throughout Central Florida to provide the care you need When you need it, choose Orlando Health. Throw in for Greenville coming up. But we got a stoppage of play right here in the 13th minute. As Mateus Silva is down, 6'2", 205. Mentioned earlier, he's going to be the biggest guy on the pitch. Closest to him is Dallas J at 98 pounds. And the graduate of Mount Verde Academy, who played previously in USL Championship with Swope Park. We'll slow things down here for the moment. Thumbs up by Silva, and Pollock will throw it in. Lee. Over for Politz. Politz goes back to his keeper, who's just outside of the 18. Surveying his options, right foot. Clears the line, intended for Muhammad, who's now on the left. A little rubbing his race in there, and Seamus will throw it in. Muhammad, who also spent time with FC Cincinnati and John Harkes back in 2016. Grew up in the Columbus Crew Academy. Nice little battle there between Bermudez, who's now on the right, and Randy Mendoza. And Bermudez, who joined this team from an open tryout, not very happy with the call there. But when you're trying to pull back a player to get around them, you're going to get whistled for the infraction. Amir, Simeon, and Nathan has to throw it back for Austin. Austin passed the stripe in the middle of the circle. And a little miscommunication as it was intended for Serginho. Muhammad with the quick throw. Pollock, Lee. And so Evan Lee and Tyler Pollock will play catch. You see that back line always moving around, always changing. Aaron Walker, who would be in the middle, now on the back line. Chipping it forward. Pollock, long distance pass, intercepted by Simeon, sent forward. A good one for Souza, who needs to get more involved in this game. The more success that Thiago Souza has for OCB, the more success OCB has overall. Silva leading Mendoza just enough. Silva now sending it forward. Picking it up off the chest, picking up a defender. Intercepted by Pollock. A lot of running room. Counter opportunity for the visitors. Pollock leading Keegan. Keegan into the box, stolen away by Silva very coolly. Long distance sent forward. One touch, and Diouf tripped up. But no call. Here's Bender. Bender working the middle. Little give and go. Bender's going to have to show some speed to get back to it. Picks up a defender in Seiler. And then turns it over. Right in front of his manager. Long distance pass. Saul. Silva was pulling on the jersey. He got away with it. Harkes doesn't like it. Williams at the stripe. Mendoza back to Silva. Silva got away with one. Sending it forward, Serginho looking to turn on it. Muhammad was there. He had to turn around and then go back. Here's Seamus. Picks up two defenders. Seamus trying to get around Pollock. Towards the touch line, trying to earn a throw. Might have earned a card for Pollock. Encarnacion comes in, will send Walker away, and Walker is the captain. Aaron Walker, the 28-year-old who played his college ball at Oglethorpe in Georgia, Woodstock native Georgia, is his hometown. Also played for Georgia Revolution in the NPSL. Played for John Harkes in 2016 in FC Cincinnati. And Tyler Pollock goes into the book in the 18th minute. So Encarnacion will put the Barbasol down. Serginho is the man who takes the set pieces. And when he does, 50% of the time, he'll serve it into the box from this angle. Often you will see Orlando City B go short. John Harsh saying right now, be aware of Serginho going short. That's exactly what they do. Souza, a little give and go. Serginho now outside. Calling for Diouf. Souza is the one that gets it. Back heels, trying to get it, but it just doesn't go. Silva was over there trying to make something happen. Silva breaking it up just enough. Mendoza, Williams, and he'll have to go backwards. Orlando City B trying to find a way back into the winner's circle. And the build-up on the ground has been the only way they've been successful all season. Switching around. They'll try it on the far side. There's Pollock, who picked up the yellow card at 18. Serginho for Souza. Souza needs to get more involved in this one. He'll push forward. Mendoza. Well marked is Souza. Flipping it over, getting ahead on it, but then clearing it away. And that 50-50 won by the visitors, sent back by Silva. Nobody home for the boys in purple. Dallas J will roll it out. The Pollock sent forward. Muhammad. Simeon on him. Muhammad trying to work it into the middle. He does, but very coolly, once again, it's Silva to stop the attack. Serginho sending it forward. Souza on his horse. He's got running room. Has to cut inside. It's exactly what he does. Switching sides. Bender tracking it down. Williams will overlap. Seiler's there. Bermudez is there. Bender's taken down. Referee says play on, and that's exactly what we do. Serginho picked up the loose ball. Here's Seamus. Pollock in front of him. A little give and go. Seamus gets there. Pollock playing some defense. Will force him out a little bit wider, a little bit deeper. Seamus lays off for Souza. Goes back. Serginho. And they go all the way from inside the final third back to their side of the pitch. Silva, Diouf, who had a great opportunity a little bit earlier in this match, dribbled himself right out of trouble. Couldn't get it to Souza, and that's sent out of play. And a throw-in coming up. Mendoza will take it right in front of his bench. And it's Bender who has whistled on the infraction. And Seiler gets us started. Lee out for Pollock. Now Gomez. And the man from Spain has to lay off. Greenville will build it back and then go forward. Lee, long distance, 50-50, won by Mendoza. Amir, Williams, Mendoza. All the way back to Chade. Juliano, long distance, sending it forward. He's got Seamus. Doesn't like what he sees. Gets Simeon involved. Silva pulling up the brakes. And over comes Saul to say hello to Nathan Simeon. Long distance, over the top is where Silva goes. On a dime to Williams. Bender, pressured. Williams gets involved. Slides it inside, intended for Diouf. Broken up by Greenville. See that pressure on Dallas J. Coming out, Mendoza. Foul called. Fernando saying, hey, it was all ball. So Cole Seiler will put it down. 25-year-old hailing from Anderson, South Carolina, played his college ball at Georgetown. 16th overall pick. And you see Mendoza really did look like it was all ball. Seiler was the 16th pick overall in the 2016 MLS Super Draft by Vancouver. He played 2 games there. Played for Sacramento Republic in 2018 USL Championship. Here's Pollock. Back for Lee. Back to Jay. Jay directing traffic. Chipping it out. Off the chest of Pollock. Lee. Back to Tyler. He sends it forward. Opportunity for Keegan. The numbers aren't there. Slides it out. Can Muhammad get there? He got there. Bermudez now on the right for Walker. Walker, who's been all over the pitch this evening. Whipped in by Seiler. That's knocked away. Seiler will send it back into the box, headed out. And Orlando City B with a little bit of running room now. Seamus is on his horse. A lot of real estate to work with. Then slows it up. Waiting for the numbers. Serginho. 25 minutes in. Scoreless. Neither keeper has been called into action to stop any shots. Amir. Alfred Diouf. All right, here we go. Seamus. Serginho. Simeon. Seamus. Nice little cut there by Souza, staying on the ball. Switching sides, he's got Williams. Williams passing to himself, but it was too heavy, and Jay picks it up. Lee sending it forward. Pollock. He'll chip long distance. Over the top. Chade just outside of the box. A collision with Saul. And a battle in the middle for possession. Serginho. And here's Souza. Serginho is going to overlap. Now Bender. Bender with a little bit of a heavy touch. Lays off for Williams. Williams at the elbow. Seiler in front of him. Diouf. OCB keeping it on the ground but having to retreat. Seamus, the man who got us started. Serginho chipping. Lee defending. OCB staying on the ball, stringing the passes together. Good position here in the 26th. Mendoza. Silva with almost a huge unforced error. Almost gave the ball up to Saul. And eventually the opportunity is over. OCB moving the ball all over the pitch but unable to get a shot off. We take another look on the other end. Chade coming out of his office. The collision with the Londoner. Cameron Saul, who just earned his college degrees, 24 years old, out of London. Played the last few years with Asheville City of MPSL. Joined Greenville because of community tryouts. Simeon trying to get it down to pitch. Souza's on it, well pressured, hands off to Diouf. Here's Williams. Williams on the outside, Seiler's in front of him. Slows it up, goes backwards. Mendoza, Diouf. Back for Silva, inside the circle. Saul will mark. Amir goes out wide. Muhammad there. Gomez is there. One touching. Working well. And a heavy touch. Seamus goes down. And you see the grimace here in the 28th minute. 28 minutes in. Both of these teams possessing. We get to take another look at this. Hard to tell if there's much contact with Omar Muhammad, but just enough to earn the ball. So Seamus back up, the right fullback for Orlando City. Everyone was able to get some refreshments. And Diouf will get it over to Serginho. Barbasol will come out by Encarnacion. And we'll see if Serginho decides on this set piece to go short once again or to whip it into the box. Early in the season for OCB, every set piece, every corner, everyone just like this would have been short. Serginho has played himself into confidence and the confidence of his manager. He will go right for it, and that might have bounced into the lake. 29th minute, and that's another opportunity that just goes awry for OCB. Serginho showing too much of a leg on that one. So 2 set pieces so far for OCB. One they go short from the extreme angle, and that one a little bit more direct. And that one was put well out of play. Souvenir for the Fishes. 50-50 is won by Seiler. Williams gets it back. Now we got the ball going forward once again for Greenville. Keegan. And here's Pollock. Keegan now. Chipping it out wide. Williams is there, plays it off the chest, sends it forward. Diouf. Diouf bumped by Bermudez, and Bermudez is whistled for the infraction. We're 30 minutes in, and not only are we scoreless, but nobody's taken a shot on frame. And there is Ati Diouf, 5'9", 135. Yes, you heard it right, 5'9", 135, the 19-year-old out of Senegal. A Mount Verde Academy product. Here's Saul, and Chade is able to get there before Cameron Saul. That would have been dangerous. Chade back in position, and Bermudez gets his pocket picked momentarily. Walker was trying to walk it forward. Over everybody. Bender got tied up with Evan Lee, but Bender was whistled for the infraction. Bender, the 17-year-old from here in Orlando, was trying to break on it. Serginho running right into Tyler Pollock, and Serginho, 31st minute, he's in the book. And Tyler's now up. Serginho coming in hard, and Pollock goes down. So Serginho, who is a quarterback for this club, will have to play a little bit less recklessly if he wants to stay in this game. Cards were an early problem for OCB on the campaign. First 2 games of 2019, they played a man down for the better part of the second half. Both of those resulted in losses. Juliano Chade, one Brazilian to another, as he gets it back from Silva. Simeon, Serginho out wide. Seamus, another Brazilian, trying to turn on Pollock. Pollock, he does. A little too heavy for Serginho, and Politz will send it all the way back to Jay. Jay, over for Gomez. And now Lee, feeling the pressure, goes back to his keeper. Jay switching sides for Seiler, flicking it forward with his head. 50-50, won by Mendoza, over to Williams. Williams dribbles himself right out of the play. Bermudez will hand it off. Seiler, he'll go backwards. Politz surveying his options. Souza trying to decide if he wants to put pressure on. Just enough for Kevin Politz to go backwards. Long distance over the top, 50-50, won by Silva. Here's Seamus. Keegan will come over to say hello. Serginho will run past him. That's where he goes. Has to flick it back for Simeon. Silva. Silva back to Nathan Simeon, who slides it forward into traffic, but it's picked up by Bender. Now Diouf. Diouf running right into Pollock, and that results in a turnover. Muhammad going backwards. And here's Walker, the captain, pulling up the brakes. Playing catch with Pollock. Now Gomez. Gomez turns on it, sees something, goes over the top. Muhammad will pick it up. He'll also pick up Seamus as a defender. And Seamus using his body to usher it out of play. And Chade will kick this one away here in the 34th minute. And here is beyond the boundary. Gotta like the way the guys in the truck are working this one. 99 shots from outside the box for OCB. Number one in the league by 21 over Forward Madison, 22 over North Texas. And this Greenville Triumph squad, 72 times from outside the box. So a milestone coming up for OCB the next time they take a shot from the Magic Kingdom. Chade, strong right foot, clearing his intended target. Beyond the boundary would have been one headline. Lack of patience would have been another. OCB, they get into the final third and then they get antsy. And instead of taking their time and trying to create chances, they try to score from long distance. Now, it's been successful on a number of occasions, as 11 of 14 goals have been scored here at Mount Verde Academy, and quite a number of them have been long distance. There's a shot that's knocked away from outside the box. Souza, back heel for Diouf. Flicking it forward, looking for Souza. If it had gotten over Politz's head, it could have been magic for the boys in purple, but it doesn't work. Here's Triumph. Bermudez with Williams in front of him, and Williams slows him down, but not enough. Bermudez hits the post. He curled it around, got it past the defender, but the woodwork keeps Triumph from being triumphant. Whistle stops play as Omar Muhammad was coming through. Great individual effort here by Christopher Bermudez. Gets that shot off. Not sure how he curled it around Randy Mendoza, and he can't believe it wasn't able to curl in and put Greenville on top. So as we enter the 37th minute, we are scoreless, and that's the first shot on frame for either team. Chade will have to hustle as Saul was coming over to say hello. Goes out wide for Seamus. Walker is there to say hello. Serginho is down. He was cutting, got tangled up with Pollock. Muhammad curling it around. Here's Keegan, and Keegan using that left foot, but he couldn't keep it down. That one touch goes over the bar, and we remain scoreless. Jake Keegan played in Germany in 2013, Ireland in 14, played for FC Edmonton in the NASL. So the Stormville, New York native has a lot of stamps on his passport playing football around the world. Flicking it forward, foot race. Walker will send it out of play, and that will just make it into the lake. So a souvenir for a turtle or a bass, as Seamus will throw it in. Surveying his options. And he throws it into traffic. And Bender was the intended target, but he's unable to connect. Pollock, Walker, Gomez. Ahead for Tyler. Long distance. Simeon misplays it, has to punch it up in the air. Reckless tackle there as both Williams colliding with, I believe, Bermudez. And Bermudez slow to get up. And you see very physical play here. It is Bermudez. Bermudez and Williams getting tangled up. And Christopher Bermudez, who joined this squad out of an open tryout, got the worst of that one. Grew up in Union City, New Jersey. Came through the Red Bulls Academy 2015 to 2018. And it was Williams who was whistled for the infraction, so Tyler Pollock will serve it in with that left foot here in the 39th minute. One shot on frame for both of these teams, and it was Greenville chipping it out wide. Putting a head on it and putting it out of play was Cole Seiler. Seiler was a member of the USL League One Team of the Week in the 5th week of the season. So as we're in the 40th minute, we are scoreless. Bermudez has created the best chances. Some fans from Greenville, some fans of Omar Muhammad made the road trip here to Central Florida. And everything will stop here momentarily. Chade will put it down and kick it away. Okay, so here is Chade sending everybody forward. Strong right foot for the Brazilian, who played for Brazil's U17 team. Pollock pressured out wide for Gomez. Then sent forward for Muhammad. Sliding it forward for Gomez just outside the box. Pulls it up, enters the box. Trying to get around Silva, trying to center it. Saul trying to find a foot to get it to. Muhammad slides it out for Keegan. Keegan into the middle. Back of the net for Saul. 1-0, visitors in the 41st. Great ball movement, good one-touch passing. They find the opening and they break through before the intermission. Chade having a conversation with his defense, and it just broke down inside the box. Great ball movement. Gomez gets it started. Bermudez, Saul trying to find the handle. All he can do is kick it out to Muhammad. Keegan centering, finds Saul for the one touch, and he pounds it home with that right foot. And Greenville has broken through first, his first of the season. So you go from a community tryout to scoring on the road here in Orlando City. Bender trying to win the ball. And Mr. Encarnacion blew his whistle and he said it belongs to Triumph. Here's Tyler Pollock pulling up the brakes, flicking it forward for Muhammad. Can they score again in their second trip in as many trips sent out by Orlando City? And John Harkes and company would like nothing better than to get a second one before the break. Serginho, and we got a player down. The ball will belong to Orlando City, but Mr. Encarnacion did not give the advantage. Settling down Omar Muhammad is Joshua Encarnacion. So after that conversation, we'll start back up here in the 43rd minute. John Harkes said that Orlando City is dangerous. And with a one-goal lead, they're going to try to protect it at all costs. Here's Amir. Almost gave it up to Saul and has to go back quickly. Silva will retreat. Silva will just play catch with Simeon. Best attacks by Orlando City throughout the first half have been vertical on the ground. When they've gone over the top, it's resulted in the efforts being stymied. Saul took advantage of a great buildup by Greenville to score that goal in the 41st minute. Long distance pass on the mark, but too much for Diouf to handle. Ball ricochets back to Silva. Now Mendoza sending it out for Williams. Williams getting a start this evening. Silva will switch sides. Headed over by Seamus, but nobody there to pick it up for OCB. 44th minute. 50-50. Neither player will put their head on it. Seiler, Bermudez. Back to Seiler. Good one-touching once again. Here's Keegan. Keegan got the assist the last time down. Bermudez. Push the shot on. Chade has to punch it out. Corner coming up. That ball really curved, and Juliano had to really work at it in order to prevent it from being a 2-0 game. And look at that. 5 losses in 5 games when they have conceded the first goal. That bodes well for John Harkes and company and not well for the home team. Gomez will go and put it in the corner. Right foot, it will swing away from Chade. So here in the 45th, an opportunity to double it up. Driving it. Muhammad will have to chase it down out of the box and send it back in. We're going to have 1 minute of added time for your viewing pleasure as Bermudez pulled out his sand wedge and he needed his 3-iron. So that opportunity is over. Greenville has won twice when they have scored first. And for a team that's looking for their first road win of 2019, that's a statistic that they want to take through past the 90th minute into the final whistle. Gomez, who got the scoring opportunity started, has to go back to Pollock. He'll punch it up in the air, 50-50. That was about a 50-50 effort between Simeon and Muhammad. Silva sees something over the top. Flag goes up. Souza has not been involved in the offense at all tonight. A few touches, nothing on the breakaway, no shots on goal, no shots at all, and that's going to do it for the first half of action here at Mount Verde Academy. Striking first and the only score of the first half was Cameron Saul in the 41st minute. Give the assist to Jake Keegan. And that's the way we're going to end it after 45+1 here on ESPN+. Don't go away. We got a lot for you during halftime. And then we'll come back and we'll switch sides and do it all over again. Halftime coming up next here on ESPN+. Triumph 1, Lions nothing. Don't go away. Welcome back. Halftime now on ESPN Plus between OCB and Greenville. Coming up, we'll take a look at Lou City's matchup with FC Cincinnati in the U.S. Open Cup, as well as a peek at the USL Championship's newest franchise in San Diego. But first, we focus on the second MLS signing from a USL League One side. We put the spotlight last week on Ricardo Pepi and his signing with FC Dallas. One day after Pepi inked his homegrown deal, Toronto FC signed forward Jacob Schaffelberg to a homegrown contract as well. As fate would have it, Schaffelberg and Pepi both came off the bench as Toronto traveled to FC Dallas last Saturday night. After the game, Toronto FC was kind enough to send us Schaffelberg's post-game comments following his MLS debut. Here's what he had to say in the locker room after the match.
To get out there for my first time and get my feet wet it was a great feeling.
How did that live up to maybe your expectations of building it up in your head, getting out there for the first time?
Certainly leading up to it, I was super nervous from the moment I got the call to come on the trip. But once I got on the field and I got my first touch on the ball, it all went away and it just felt like another game. So, going back about 8 months, I'm still playing at Berkshire School in the high school league. So to make the jump to TFC second team and now to the first team, it's just been unthinkable. So it's been a dream. I've learned a lot so far from being here. It's been great so far.
And what do you do now? Is you're in the middle of a pretty busy stretch. You have to go home now midweek and play Atlanta. How do you bounce back and look to turn things around?
I'm used to playing multiple games in a week from the USL. We've been having quite a few Wednesday, Saturday games. So, I think that as a team, we're going to have to reset and go into the Atlanta game with a new mindset and then just refresh. I think so. I looked at my phone just for a second. I know my mom texted me, and the first sign was just she had tears when she first saw me come on. So that's special, and just having my brother and then my sister and just like all my family members texting me, and then just seeing how proud they are is just it's amazing. It's a great feeling.
You gonna try to get into Toronto?
I hope so. Maybe I hope my parents may come up for the Atlanta game. That'd be super nice. Yeah.
Schaffelberg saw time with Toronto FC in CONCACAF Champions League action back in the winter and scored twice for TFC2 in 12 USL League One appearances. At the time of his signing on the MLS side, he led the League One squad with 3 assists and 7 shots on target. His 2 goals either tied the match or gave TFC2 the lead. This Wednesday night, he got his first start for Toronto FC and made an immediate impact, registering 1 assist in a 3-2 win over Atlanta. Here are the highlights from the game.
Play back now for Zuelo, and he'll get that overlapping run for Schaffelberg. Little get it back in front. Quick start! That's what they need, TFC. And it is working his 7th game of the season. Midfield. Frazier, Schaffelberg.
For almost 2 decades, San Diego has been waiting for a professional soccer club it can call its own. Now led by leading soccer executive and co-founder of Sacramento Republic FC, Warren Smith, and legendary United States men's national team player Landon Donovan, its club has arrived. The USL Championship is coming to the University of San Diego's Torero Stadium, bringing all the excitement of the fastest growing league in North America to one of the top soccer markets in the United States.
All right, gentlemen. I don't think we need to kind of review what this game means, but it is a really important opportunity for us. I think it's an important opportunity for you guys in a lot of ways.
Goal is to advance in the U.S. Open Cup by beating Cincinnati. It is that simple. Any questions? Let's go, gentlemen. Let's go.
It's more than just the 2 clubs. There's a bit of an angst between the cities, quite frankly. You can feel it.
there's just so much on the line. We're in the third year now of seeing FC Cincinnati with, you know, a lot of big moments that have happened and history built up.
Last year we came here twice and we won both games. Dealing with the crowd, the pressure, I think is one advantage that we'll have as we've dealt with it.
Fourth round of the 2019 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, the site of the renewal of one of the great budding rivalries in U.S. soccer, FC Cincinnati. Now the big dog from Major League Soccer hosting Louisville City FC, a rainy Nippert Stadium, the perfect place, Lorena, to renew the River City rivalry.
Sam Warner, the beauty.
Jamal Johnson, he only knows bangers.
Look at Taylor moving up.
And Taylor with a beautiful strike. Are you kidding?
Johnson from distance.
Yeah.
Oh, yes!
A great save from C.J. Cochran.
Welcome back, everybody. League One news and notes. How about that? Two players go from League One to MLS. Pepe and Schaffelberg, respectively, for North Texas and Toronto FC2. Record crowd in Madison. They go full Mingo, all 4,821 of them, as the Loons came to town. The battle of the Birds and the Loons beat Forward Madison 2-1 in that one. Stephen Beattie recorded Chattanooga's first hat trick in a 3-2 win on Saturday night. He's your player of the week. And the team of the week will go straight to the goal leaders there. Ronaldo Damas picked up his 8th for North Texas to go with 1 assist in just 10 games. Ricardo Pepe, who will be a two-way player, has 7 goals and 1 assist in 6 games. There's Stephen Beattie. He's got 6 goals, 3 of them coming in one night. And Jake Keegan is in this match tonight. He has 5 goals and now 1 assist on the campaign. We've got some League One participants trying to find gold from Haiti, Trinidad and Tobago, and Canada. And a lot of success for the man from North Texas and Haiti. So a lot of great things going on here in League One. We look at the scoreboard, and the other night North Texas and Tucson, and the boys from Dallas get the 1-0 win over the visitors from Tucson. Toronto and Forward Madison played to a 1-1 draw. Tomorrow night, Chattanooga and Richmond, they'll play that one in Chattanooga. 4th of July week, this is what we got. Tucson will play host to Toronto. Chattanooga will be home again to take on Lansing. Tormenta at home. Forward Madison will go to Statesboro. And North Texas will take on this team, Greenville, and that will be Sunday. All action on ESPN+. Don't go away. We're going to take a break. When we come back, highlight stats, and we'll start the second 45, and we'll see if Greenville will get their first road win on the season. Don't go away. ESPN Plus, OCB in Greenville. Second half coming up next. Welcome back to Mount Verde Academy. It's 1-0 at the half, 41st minute. Cameron Saul fed by Jake Keegan. Keegan gets his first assist of the season. Saul gets his first goal of the season. So after 45 plus 1, that's the score. How did we get there? Well, here's how we're going to do it. OCB had some opportunities to build up, keeping it on the ground. Here's Mendoza, nice flick from the outside of the boot. Bender gets the shot off, but it goes wide right. Dallas J came out just enough to cut down the angle. Bender did not see Souza. He had Souza if he had gone there. It just didn't work out that way. Opportunity over for OCB. OCB has more cards than they have shots on frame. Here's a build-up. Bermudez, Williams on him, getting around. Great individual effort here. Left foot, curls, hits the woodwork. Opportunity over as he gets around Williams. And look at this shot, just funky movement on it. And here's the goal, a build-up. Pollock, Gomez, Muhammad, the overlap. Gomez gets it back, he gets to the elbow, brings it inside the box. Silva in front of him, he'll send it out wide. Here is Saul, he can't find the handle, out to Muhammad. Keegan will send it right into the box, and there is Cameron Saul, Johnny on the spot, the 24-year-old from London, sends Greenville into the locker room, up 1-0. And here are the stats. No red cards, one yellow on each side. Offside, OCB has leaned a little too much twice. The possession in favor of OCB. Shots on target, you can't score if you don't put it on frame. 3-0. Shots 8-2, and the only stat that ever really matters is the one with goals, and that belongs currently to Greenville Triumph. And we're about to get underway. There is Mr. Joshua Encarnacion. He has the Barbasol on his back hip. And we're just about ready to start the second half. So dig, if you will, a picture of OCB having the ball to start the second half. They're wearing purple from head to toe. They'll go from left to right on your television screen in all white. Triumph will go from right to left. Here's Seamus, who's become a stalwart as a right fullback. DeSimeon, Silva, and then sent forward. Souza, who has to get more involved in this game. He was nearly invisible in the first half, and he is a scoring machine for the home club. Long distance pass is off the mark. Greenville feeling pressure as we had a substitution, and we'll get to that for you in a second to start. Wilford Williams is out, and William Bergrew has checked in. Here's Serginho out for Souza. Souza, heavy touch, able to control it, and he just earned OCB a corner. So Bergrew starts the second half for Wilford Williams, who is getting his first start of the campaign. Serginho will jog out to the loneliest part of the pitch and swing this one inside here in the 47th minute. Pollock will be over there to keep him company. One man inside the box, now nobody inside the six for Silva. That one is short, flicked on, but out of play. Will stay where we are. His last touch by Greenville. Serginho needs to put more under that ball. William Bergrew could be a target if he gets it into the middle of the box. Bender is there as well. That's where it goes. Punched out by Dallas J. Breakout opportunity. If Bermudez had had a little bit more in the tank, but it's sent all the way back to Chade. 48th minute, 1-0 Greenville. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN Plus. I'm Bruce Silverman. I'll take you the rest of the way from this picturesque park here on Mount Verde Academy, the home of Orlando City B, and the Lions looking to move forward. Here's Leo Seamus Muhammad in front of him. OCB moved the ball very well throughout the first half, just didn't put any balls on frame. And that's something that Fernando had to instill in his club. They've got to take their chances. Muhammad sends it out of play. And Seamus will do the honors. Little give and go with Austin Amir. Giving up a little bit too easy as Saul stepped in front. Tyler Pollock. And sent over. Lee, pressure. Diouf called for the infraction. William Bergrew thought that his captain had given him a nice ball, but Joshua Encarnacion didn't see it that way. Blows the whistle. Chip forward by Walker. Headed away and around the other side. Souza, who has gotten a little bit more involved in the offense. He can't disappear in this game. Here's Seamus. Muhammad comes over, says hello. Serginho serving his options. Has to go backwards, feeling the pressure from Jake Keegan. OCB playing around on the backside. Silva, that's pinballed away. He'll get it right back. OCB needs to find a way to find the passing lanes, move forward. Get the equalizer. Seamus flicking it into the middle, off the mark. But instead of going forward, Gomez going back to Lee. Then Pollock. Pollock long distance pass. Muhammad can't handle it. Last touch by Muhammad. Seamus will throw it in. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. Into the box is Silva. Double team. Great job by Pollock to punch it out, but Serginho is there. Simeon feeling all kinds of pressure by the goal scorer, has to go back to Chade. Simeon didn't like what he saw. He'll get Juliano involved once again. Silva sliding it forward, just enough pace to get to Souza. Souza with Bermudez in front of him. Now Bender, nice cut over. Feeling the pressure, he gets his pocket pick, turns it over, trying to get it back from Christopher Bermudez. Pollock to Walker, and all the way back to Dallas J. Now getting Politz involved. Politz, who played for Wake Forest, homegrown product of the Red Bulls. And down goes another OCB player. Gomez whistled on the infraction. Encarnacion will come over and have some conversations. We get to take another look. Gomez getting tangled up with Serginho, and Serginho goes down. And now he's back up. He's been banged around throughout the season, actually has left a few times because of injury. A few times it's been lower back. Tonight, back up on his feet. 52nd minute. Greenville up 1-0. Simeon sending it forward. Seamus has some room to maneuver. He's got friends to the left and the right. He'll go into the box and he'll earn a corner for OCB. He'll be the one to take it. No, Serginho will come over and he'll take this one. Thought we were going to see a different look from OCB, but they go short. Seamus, Serginho. Now Amir switching sides. Into the box, flicked in, went over the head of Bergrew. OCB has to find a way to get their forwards more involved in this game. Greenville's had great shape. Greenville now on the counter, led by Bermudez. Sending it out wide. Working it in is Saul. Saul still battling. Silva did enough to break it up for a moment. Seiler. Bermudez trying to get around Bagru. That's going to work in to the box. Looking for Muhammad. Tangled up. Flag goes up. Opportunity over. Orlando Health is proud to be the official medical team of Orlando City Soccer Club. From orthopedics and sports medicine to virtually every medical specialty, Orlando Health has physicians throughout Central Florida to provide the care you need when you need it. Choose Orlando Health. Saul will put pressure on Chade. Out for Seamus. And that ball goes out of play. Last touch by Jake Keegan. Orlando City will be on the road tomorrow night in Columbus to take on the Crew. 7:30. And Orlando City with a tough loss in our nation's capital on Wednesday night. Super golazo in the 10th minute by Wayne Rooney from over 70 yards out. The only scoring of the evening there. And Serginho taken down. Set piece opportunity coming up, 55th minute for OCB. Barbasol is down, and Encarnacion will mark off 10 yards as you see Muhammad take down Serginho from behind. Pro tackle, pro foul. Serginho will survey his options. Before we get to this one, Cameron Saul, the goal scorer at 41st minute, will get worked on there. Giving the thumb up, so just a matter of getting stretched just a little bit so he can go once he gets back on his feet. John Harkes is the head coach of Greenville Triumph. 2 MLS Cups with DC United. He was the captain for both of those. Competed in the 1990 and 1994 World Cups. And how about the U.S. women's national team? 2-1 win today over France in the quarters. Megan Rapinoe with the brace, and there is John Harkes. Had a great conversation with him yesterday. Likes his squad, knows it's just a matter of time before the goals and the wins will come. He knows that Orlando City is a very dangerous team and only down a goal here in the 56 with a set piece opportunity within striking distance. 2-man wall. Bender joins it about a player away. Serginho will keep it on the ground. A little give and go to Amir, and Bender couldn't get back to it. Simeon has to go out wide. Souza for Silva, and the big man will send it back out wide. Mendoza had to come back and chase it down. Souza turning on it. He's got a little bit of space, a lot of white kits around. He has to lay off for Diouf. Diouf trying to lead Serginho. Overlap for Seamus. Seamus into the middle. Give and go. A lot of pressure. Gets it back to Souza. Was flicking it forward into the face of Tyler Pollock. 57th minute, 1-0 Greenville. Greenville looking for that first first road win of 2019. There's only 2 teams in League One who have not won on the road. They're both playing in this game right now. It's been 4 games since Greenville had a win. And it's been 5 games since Greenville last won. It's been 4 since Orlando had their last win. They have lost 3 straight. And a corner coming up as an opportunity here for Greenville. Christopher Bermudez will go over and take this one, the 20-year-old. Made this team through an open tryout, went through the New York Red Bulls Academy from 2015 to 2018, had 8 goals in 28 games. Chips it in the air with the left foot, it's headed away. Ball will spend some time in the air. Sent back and now sent forward. Diouf was trying to put a foot on it. Evan Lee sent it forward. Now here's Saul. Seiler, Muhammad, broken up momentarily by Serginho. Seiler, 14 on 14, and that tackle won by the man wearing the purple 14, Mendoza. Serginho will punch it out. Bender. And here's Souza with running room. Sending Serginho out. Has to cut back to the right. Trying to get around Pollock. Pulls up the brakes. Sliding it forward. Amir out for Mendoza. We're going to have a substitution here in a moment. Kobe Osewusu will be checking in. But we'll get to that at the next stoppage of play. Seamus. And Orlando City showing patience, and that's what they do in their own final third and in the middle, but they get impatient when they get towards the final third and an opportunity to score. They have still not put one on frame, and we're in the 60th minute. Souza, who has been very quiet in this game, lays off for Serginho. Souza feeling pressure, has to go back to his Brazilian teammate. Bagru, Souza, Bagru ridden off. Bagru battling on the side. It will belong to Orlando City. Last touch by Evan Lee. And here is the substitution as Jordan Bender's night is over. And Kobe Osewusu will come in for him.
Substitution for OCB in the 60th minute. Leaving the game is number 19, Jordan Bender. He's replaced by number 8, Kobe Osewusu.
So Kobe Osewusu at 6 foot 168, 23 years old, out of Maryland, will check in for the 17-year-old out of Orlando. Quick throw by Seamus. And Serginho puts it into the body of Keegan and will do it again. Seamus back for Serginho. And here's Silva past the line. Pulls up the brakes, just enough for Simeon. Sliding it forward for Serginho, who chips it down the line. And Souza, double teamed, gives it up very easily. And Walker is taken down by Souza. Walker pops up. The ball will be placed just outside of the area. And Cole Seiler will kick this one away. Played his college ball, Georgetown, drafted in 16th overall by Vancouver. And now Dallas J will come over. Played for FC Cincinnati in 2016 for John Harkes. Strong right foot, high in the air, 50-51 by Simeon. Out wide, Bermudez. Osewusu comes over and says hello. Kobe trying to put his feet on it for the first time since coming in. Evan Lee trying to blast his way through. Pinballing around, and Greenville staying on it. Keegan sending it out wide. Bermudez, he's got options inside the box. Off the woodwork again. Opportunity to go the other way. Osewusu touches for the first time, and Christopher Bermudez working on the crossbar challenge. He's had 2 of the 3 already. Osewusu now wearing the captain's badge from Diouf. All the way out wide for Souza. Seamus has to track it down and go back. OCB will build up once again. We've played more than an hour, and Greenville is up 1-0. Lone goal, Saul in the 41st minute. Great build up, one touching in the box and fed by Jake Keegan. Keegan getting his first assist on the season as Saul got his first goal of the season. Keegan putting pressure on Simeon, has to go back to Juliano. Ahead for Seamus. Defensive shape of Greenville has been outstanding. They know that OCB is an outside-the-box kind of team. And that ball will be put out of play. Last touched off the clean shaven head of Tyler Pollock. And here's the shot from distance. Just rattles the metal. Silva. Amir. Simeon. Souza. Now Serginho battling with Walker. Serginho throwing it out wide. Intended for Osei-Wusu. Found Kevin Politz. Saul is tracking it. Chade is able to kick it out of play down the pitch. And that's something that Juliano Chade does. He is not afraid to come out of his office. It has cost him a few times this season, but he does send it forward. Fans follow OCB and the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, US Open Cup, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+ and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. So in the 65th minute, Cameron Saul down once again, and they're working on the same leg that they worked on a few minutes ago. Fernando has gone to his bench twice already, taking out Wilfred Williams to start the second half and putting in Will Bagru. And then Kobe Osei-Wusu came in for Jordan Bender in the 60th minute. John Harkes has not yet gone to his bench. So Cameron Saul's night will be complete as soon as they get him to his feet. And there will be a substitution for the Triumph as Paul Klaus will come in for him, the man out of Manchester in the UK. Played for Clemson for 4 years. A member of the ACC Conference Championship team. In 2014, he was midfielder of the year in the ACC. 2015, his senior year, drafted 32 overall in the 2017 MLS Super Draft by DC United. And here's an interesting one for you, folks. Paul Klaus played for OCB in 2017. 16 games, played 1,160 minutes for the Lions. So in the 67th minute, Klaus for the injured goal scorer, Cameron Saul. Back to action, Bagru, who's relatively new to this game, as Muhammad takes down Serginho once again. And Muhammad is going to go in the book as he walks away in the 67th minute. Earlier in the game, we saw a fan in the stands wearing a Triumph kit with number 18 on the back, and that fan drove all the way from Greenville to watch the Ohio native go into the book in the 67th minute. He played for John Harkes in 2016 with FC Cincinnati, played in 17 with Portland Timbers too. Another milestone that Greenville has checked off their 2019 campaign. They were the last team in the league to lead for over 100 minutes. As Seamus sends it forward, a little give and go, trying to get the ball around Tyler Pollock. Simeon put his head on it. Amir put his head on it. Now out wide for Osei-Wusu, who's in front of Seiler, trying to get around Bermudez. Diouf flicking it over for Seamus off the chest. Serginho, well defended, nutmeg. Muhammad, but Muhammad gets the last laugh on that one for a moment. Souza whistled from behind as Muhammad goes down, and Joshua Encarnacion runs in to make sure no tempers get flared. Here's Tyler Pollock, 27 years old, out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Played for Harksey at FC Cincinnati, played a year ago, winning a championship for Miami FC and MPSL. Seiler, long distance, finds Silva, doesn't find Keegan, 50-50. Won by Klaus, going back the other way, goes out of play. Orlando City will have it. And OCB, if they want to at least tie this game up, they're going to have to find a way to put the ball in the direction of Dallas J. They have not done it so far this evening. Far side. Osei-Wusu turns on it, feels some pressure, has to pull up the brakes. Puts it into the middle for Seamus. Seamus sees something he likes down the line. 50-50. Serginho trying to climb the ladder on Tyler Pollock. Last touch by Pollock. Souza with the throw, goes backwards. Souza has to get more involved. Kobe Osei-Wusu needs to get more involved. Souza finds a way to switch sides for Silva. Silva keeping it on the ground. Osei-Wusu, back heel. Mendoza into the box. Bagru trying to hold off the defender. Blast from distance, and Diouf sends it well wide. Looks like he might have hurt his foot on the effort. Atis Diouf has taken a number of shots throughout this season, nearly all of them from distance, and none of them on frame. Klaus going over the top. Silva will chase this one down. Keegan will be keeping step with him. Silva turning it around, making it past the stripe. Pollock sends it right back. Possession arrow even more in favor of OCB here in the second half. Bagru will put just enough pressure on. Dallas J sending it out wide. It will belong to OCB. Seiler wanted the whistle. Mendoza, who got called up for the first U.S. Open Cup for Orlando City. A win over Memphis. And here comes OCB, but great defense, putting 3 around the Lion. Here's Keegan, pulling up the brakes as he felt the pressure of Kobe Osei-Wusu. Klaus, a collision with Diouf. And Klaus, slow to get up. He just checked into the game 4 minutes ago. Diouf will come over and have a conversation with Encarnacion. And Diouf is going to go into the book. And Greenville is calling for the medical staff to check on Klaus. And there is the infraction. So Atis Diouf in the 72nd minute becomes the second man for OCB to go into the book this evening. So the 19-year-old from Senegal and a product of Mount Verde Academy and Orlando City Soccer Academy, and we're back up. Klaus on his feet, returning the favor on Diouf. And OCB gets us started once again. Silva a little frustrated with that start. 73rd minute. OCB has still not put one on frame. We were 37 minutes in before either team put it on frame. Bermudez has found the woodwork twice, and Cameron Saul found the back of the net in the 41st minute. Amir, Simeon, Silva. Serginho is going the other way. And Bagru sends another Triumph player to the turf, and he'll get a conversation from Encarnacion. And we've seen another player go down for Greenville. Orlando City B may be one of the youngest teams in USL League One, as you see Kevin Pollock, the 23-year-old out of New Jersey, a Wake Forest product. He was a League One Team of the Week member in Week 1 and 2. OCB, one of the youngest teams in League One, but also one of the most physical, especially early in the season. They just racked up yellow cards and red cards, and that ball goes well out of play. Looks like we're going to have more substitutions here in a moment for Fernando and company on OCB's side. It will be their third and final substitution of the evening. And for John Harkes, it will be his second. We'll get that squared away when the new players enter and the old players exit. Here's Gomez. Long distance, just wide. Last touch by Chade, so we'll head out to the corner. All right, so in-swinger coming up. Bermudez, who, like I said, has found the woodwork twice already this evening from long distance, has the in-swinger here. Keegan is inside the 6. It's short of the 6. It's headed out by Orlando City, but there's Gomez to pick it back up. Carries it outside the box, flicking it back in the box, headed on by Seiler. He couldn't find it. Keegan couldn't turn around on it. Osewusu has to find some room to work, has to go backwards. Mendoza, right foot, sending it forward. Finds Walker. Walker sending it forward. Walker's been all over the pitch. We've seen him playing defense on the back line. We've seen him in the middle, and we've seen him move forward. And now Mendoza. And that's knocked out of play. It will belong to Triumph. And the substitution as Granitor will be checking in for Diouf in this one in the 76th minute. So Luke Granitor will take us the rest of the way as he's the third and final substitute for the Lions here in the 76th minute. We'll wait on the substitution by Triumph. Granitor, another one of the young Lions here, as he is a teenager. 16 years old. He turned 16 on January 12th. Grew up in Vero Beach. Ball goes out of play, and it will belong to OCB. Granitor, another product of Mount Verde Academy. Got a call up in 2018 to the U.S. men's national team, the U16 team. Mendoza sending it forward. Kobe Osewusu. Serginho. Seamus. Flicking it forward. Pollock will come over to play some defense. Bagru battling with Evan Lee. And then Klaus comes over, last touched by Bagru, and a substitute now coming up. Bolin will come in for Bermudez. So Bermudez will have no more opportunities on the crossbar challenge. Here's the first one. Bang. Rattle. And here's the last one. Bang. Shake. So Bolin for Bermudez. Second substitution for Triumph here in the 78th minute. Pollock gets it down to Keegan, who's able to use his body to shield off Seamus. Triumph staying on it as Seiler sends it forward. All the way back. Klaus, work in the middle. Lee, Pollock, one touch. Muhammad was trying to pass it backwards. Seamus was able to get there. Muhammad was chasing. Muhammad picked up a yellow card in the 67th minute. That's ushered out right in front of John Harkes. Lee will go back as Tyler Pollock will throw this one in. Pollock, who was drafted 22nd overall in the 2012 Super Draft by the New England Revolution. Seamus surveying his options. Back for Simeon. Simeon, pass 2, pass 3. All the way down and offside. Kobe Osewusu caught leaning. We're in the 80th minute. Orlando City B is going to have to find a way in the next 10 minutes to score a goal, and they have gone 80 minutes without putting it on frame. Klaus out for Muhammad. Seamus comes over to say hello. Muhammad will stop on it. Seamus will steal it away. Stoppage of play very quickly. Serginho going over past the line, over the head of McGrew. It hit Lee. Osewusu gives it up, trying to turn around on it. Klaus, Walker. Walker's going to chip it into the corner. Foot race. Bolin goes out of play. Throw in coming up for OCB. Looking for the latest USL League One news and contents? Follow us at League One, USL League One on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. That's USL League One on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for exclusives in access and updates. McGrew sending it forward. OCB to nobody. Lee for Pollock, playing catch with Lee. Switching sides. Good ball movement by the Triumph, but McGrew is able to win that one. OCB has to play uncharacteristic of the way that they have played through nearly 81 minutes if they want to have any chance of preventing Greenville from picking up their first road win. Chade out for Silva. Mendoza, and that's punched away. OCB will throw it in. Greenville trying to find a way to hold on to this one, as this is the longest lead that they have had on the road in 2019. 40-plus minutes playing up a goal in this one. Lone goal coming at 41. And if it isn't for Simeon, it might have been a second. Serginho leading Souza. Souza's on his horse at the elbow. Into the box, cutting back, looking for reinforcements. Pollock is there, Klaus is there. Serginho gets the ball, sends it out wide. Mendoza trying to leave Granitor. Granitor to the corner, trying to save it. Working it around, stolen away by Seiler. Opportunity over for OCB. And once again, a trip into the final third that results in no shots on goal. Walker, that was Klaus playing catch. Politz sending it forward. Seiler just able to jog it towards the elbow. Bolin for Gomez. And Gomez finds the back of the net in the 83rd minute. The Spaniard makes it a 2-0 lead. Carlos Gomez, the 25-year-old. Great ball, build up. Seiler, Bolin, and just outside the 6, he had plenty of time to plant that left foot and strike it hard with the right, just underneath the bar, and it's 2-0 for John Harkes in the Triumph. Gomez played at Young Harris College. He was on the team of the week here in USL League One in the 3rd week, and that goal at the 83rd might make him a team of the week candidate again this season, this week. First goal of the season for Carlos Gomez. So Bagru and Osei-Wusu will start us up, and they're in a hole. Mendoza. Last 2 games for Greenville on the road. 2 to Chattanooga, 2 here. In their first 4 games, they only had 1 goal on the road. So right now, Greenville a little over 5 minutes away from picking up their first ever road win. And John Harkes told me yesterday that he had confidence in his team. He felt that they were really starting to come together, playing better football as of late. They had gone 3 straight games trying to find it. And here's another buildup. Walker. And now what Greenville has to do is just play controlling football, controlling that ball, making sure that they don't give any scoring opportunities to OCB. If they were watching the U.S. women play today and the way that they closed out their World Cup match against France, 5 minutes of stoppage time, and they just absolutely put on a clinic on how you nurse the clock to secure that 2-1 win and to advance. Serginho will flip it back. And OCB, who's shown no real sense of urgency, not showing it here. Last substitution of the night. So Gadiri for Muhammad here in the 86. 87th minute. Muhammad's night is over. He left the game. Solid effort, including a yellow card in the 67th minute. Granitor, heavy touch. Klaus will send it back to his keeper, but Gru was coming over just to keep him honest. Simeon sending it forward, but then headed down, and Simeon's going to have to hold off Jake Keegan. And Keegan, at 28 years old, has played a lot of football throughout the world. He knows how to keep him honest.
Good, Tyler, good. Kevin, good space. Kevin, stay. Keep for Kevin.
Silva.
Connected to Evan.
And he'll pull up the brakes, sending everybody forward, but then sliding it over for Souza. And Souza, who had to get more active in this game, with the exception of 1 breakthrough and 1 breakaway, has still not been involved in the offense. Still not even a shot as that goes all the way through and all the way back to Dallas J. And OCB coming into this game, losers of their last 3 after starting to string together wins earlier in the year, looking like they're going to drop their last 4. And that ball will go forward. Shot A, and this is not where OCB needs to be if they even want to make the score respectable. Flip forward. Souza losing it to Pollock right in front of the Greenville bench. Ball now once again in the final third. Bolin. Mendoza times that one perfectly.
Yeah, Sammy, stay central. Stay there, kid.
Taking a look at the way that we got here. Lansing beat OCB the last time out. OCB 2-0 loss to Tormenta before that. 2-1 loss here at home against Tucson. You'd have to go all the way back to June 7th to find the last time OCB won here at home against Madison. That's cleared off and out of the area. Pollock able to control momentarily. Serginho gives it up. Tyler Pollock chipping it out wide. Boland. Gomez couldn't quite control it. Mendoza will send it forward. Osewusu, 1-8 on another 8. Walker retreats. Seiler put enough pressure on. Granitor flipping it around to the other side. Souza. And that's stolen away brilliantly. Pulling up the brakes and going backwards. Crederi sent out of play. 90th minute. We should have a few minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure. We'll give you that number when we get to 90. A little hydration break as we've got a stoppage of action. Man down for Greenville. And that is Carlos Gomez, the goal scorer 7 minutes ago, and he's being checked on by the Greenville medical staff. For Tormenta, last time out, they lose 3-2 against Chattanooga. Before that, they had a tie against Lansing, 1-1. We're going to have 6 minutes of added time for your viewing pleasure, and maybe even a little bit more as Gomez is still down. So going back to the way Greenville has fared in their last 5 games, a loss to Chattanooga, 3-2, a 1-1 draw to Lansing, a 0-0 draw with Tormenta, a 1-0 loss again to Chattanooga. So Chattanooga is not a team that Triumph really want to take on. They have beaten them once. That was in the 3rd game of the season, 1-0. And then they have dropped their last 2 against Chattanooga. And a win 5 games ago against the Kickers, and that was 1-0. So throw-in will go back, and we might be playing until the 97th or 98th minute at this point. Ball goes out of play. Seamus will throw it backwards. OCB needs to go forwards as early and as often as possible because they do have enough time to break through and at least cut the lead in half and possibly even get a draw out of here, but passes like that are not going to get it done. Keegan and Walker connecting. The ball just playing keep away. Triumph looking to be triumphant. Trying to find a way to make it happen. Down the line, scoring opportunity, clear it out by Silva, and that will end up in the lake. Throw-in coming up, Gaderi, as we enter the 93rd minute. Greenville will take their time, survey their options. Seiler, the 25-year-old out of Anderson, South Carolina, throws it forward. Gaderi wrangles it in near the corner. Bolin loses the handle. It will stay with Greenville. They'll take their time once again. They'll be very happy to hang out in the final third. Orlando City really not playing, wanting to even get out of this end. Corner kick coming up, and that will waste another 30 seconds or so as Gaderi heads to the far corner. Gomez will get it to him. AR pointing the direction. They go short. Gaderi whiffs on it, but I think that was by design. Granitor steals it away. Kobiose-Wusu last touches it. Another throw-in coming up. Greenville will just camp out in the final third. OCB not showing any signs that they even want to move the ball outside of the third. Greenville, a few minutes away from their first road win of 2019. Things definitely going the way John Harkes wanted them to go tonight. Ball will go to Orlando City. Will they move with a sense of urgency? Or will they just simply finish this game out? Silva. Long distance pass. Mendoza going back. Silva. Blasts it right into the awaiting feet of Gaderi. Gomez. Walker. And this is where Greenville just wants to play keep away. Very little pressure by OCB, and this game is just academic at this point. OCB looks like they'll go an entire game without putting a shot in any direction towards Dallas J. A few non-sequential and non-consequential shots by OCB, and that's it. Nothing from inside the box. And Greenville can just dribble it into the corner in the final third. Knocked out of play last by the Lions as we enter the 96th minute. Granitor. And there is the goal scoring summary. Saul broke us open the 41st minute, his first on the season, fed by Keegan, his first assist, and Gomez picking up his first of the season in the 83rd minute. And now Chade will kick this one away. That's sending it forward. Greenville has never led this late in a game. So they have now led for over 49 minutes. And that is the longest of the season. Jay will kick it in the air. That'll do it. We play 96 minutes, and in those 96 minutes, John Harkes gets his first road win as the technical director and manager of the Triumph. So we're going to take a break here. When we come back, highlights and stats. We're going to stay here, do highlights and stats for you before we say goodnight. And John Harkes, the legend from the U.S. men's national team in MLS, making a difference here in USL League One and having words of encouragement for Serginho. Saul and Gomez, they take care of business with the 2-0 win over OCB. Let's take a look at the highlights. And here was an opportunity for Greenville. And what a pretty opportunity it was. An individual effort by Christopher Bermudez. Works his way into the box, gets it to the left foot, rattles the cage. He'll do that twice on the evening. This was the first one in the first half. Can't believe he missed. Gomez flipping it forward. Muhammad. Gomez will overlap. He'll slide it through once he gets into the 18. Saul can't find the handle. He'll turn around on it. Find Muhammad. Out to Keegan. One touch inside. Hey, Saul, guess what? You couldn't handle it the last time, but I'm going to get it to you. And when I do, you just need to bang it home, okay? Muhammad, Keegan, I told you, kick it over, and then bang. Saul, back of the net, 1-0. 41st. And then blasting forward is Lee, Saul, Keegan. And here is the second time that Christopher Bermudez would rattle the cage. He didn't stay in the game long enough to be able to complete the crossbar challenge as he came out in the 78th minute for Bolin. And here, coming forward, Cole Seiler, taking his time, not a lot of pressure on defense. Bolin just a touch, and Gomez just outside the 6. That comes in the 83rd minute. It's 2-0. That's the way it ends. So once again, Greenville coming in to Mount Verde Academy, searching for their first road win of the season, and they get it, despite the fact that they only had the ball 42% of the time. Both teams had yellow cards, but the only thing that ever matters is the top line, 2-0. Updated standings in League One, North Texas so far with 26 points through 12 games. They are your leaders. Just below them, South Georgia. And Greenville will jump from 8th to 4th now, going to 16 points. OCB at the bottom with 12 points, along with Richmond. So that's going to do it for all of us here, for the truck, the camera crew, everyone else here at Mount Verde Academy. Thanks so much for being with us. Orlando City in Columbus tomorrow night to take on the Crew. Looking forward to calling that game. We'll see you on the radio, 96.9, The Game in Orlando. Your final here on ESPN Plus, 2-0 triumph over the Lions. Thanks for being with us. Have a great night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League, League One, cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League, League One.